Good morning. Think we might be in for another sleepy day. What's going to get this market moving? Is Joe here? All right. So, long consolidation, breakout. Yesterday was a lot of going nowhere. So, we have kind of 1, 2, 3 patterns. Well, these bars here are about the same in width, but it did break out. We'll look at the spiders in a second. And so, yesterday, inside day, no charts up. Thought I clicked that damn thing. There you go. Let me just see shows my screen. Yeah, they're up. Got it. They're up. So we're looking at the futures here, S&Ps. Couple of weeks of rest, a whip back and forth, a bear sandwich, even a little push below the prior 2 bars lows and reversal, and we're up. And then a little nothing. So we had a wide whippy trading range. Right over here, wide whippy trading range. What's that? Wide whippy, pivot highs, pivot lows, and we're now in another little trading range. So market back and forth, back and forth. Buyers continue at support, buying the dip. They're comfortable there. Still kind of nervous, even though it's working its way higher. And so now, yesterday's low, first support, yesterday's high, first resistance. Patterns like this, if it takes out the high, it's supposed to go higher. New all-time highs. Highs want to go. We'll look at the SPX to get some ideas there. Well, let's look at the Qs here. They're down a little bit. Not a big deal. All right, just pulling back at resistance. Same wide mess. We wait today to see if it can take out that high and prices can keep going higher. So far, just down a little bit inside day. Running in place, not a big deal. So Dow futures had a nice wide range bar. The topping tail, it kind of, I don't want to say forget it, but it didn't produce any significant downside action after that rejection. So has the memory of that rejection dissipated enough that prices can take it out? I don't know. I would think so. So was whippy action here, uncertainty. Obviously, buyers stepped in a big way. Yesterday, same resting day. They came in on the dip, and minor support, pivot high over there. Probably an intraday, these overlapping bars, there's probably something there. We can just take a look just for, let's see. I have to go further back. Yeah, not much of anything. Yeah, that pivot high, so obvious place to look, that minor support area there, that pivot. Maybe there's some magic number that somebody's using, some fib retracements or some proprietary, who knows what. Anyway, so let's see if this will get going. Pulling away. The 20 is pulling away from the 50. Well, in part, that pulled away from the 50 because of this move, Robert. It's not because of this move. And it already pulled away. So the move here, as it continued higher, that was happening. So now, remember, this is dropping off old data. These are higher numbers than here. So this will continue to rise. But this was going sideways into that rising 20. So now this is one way of measuring, is it ready to go, that we've used over the many years, is that when it consolidates into the rising 20, it's a reasonably good guideline that prices are ready to move, and they did. So repeating, yesterday was a resting day. Nothing's happening this morning. If it takes out these highs, it should go up. If it takes out this low, it may not be a big deal. If it closes down here, we'll say kind of a big deal. It shouldn't have happened. Hey, Russell, a little bit of a disappointment yesterday. I think it's still trying to hold. Well, I know it's holding this area because here's the pivot low. And so while it broke that, it came back up and now it's doing nothing. Let's just look at the ETF. So that bounced off of the 50 MA after taking out the low. Where was it today? It got as high as the middle of that bar with the topping tail bar there before it backed off when it hit that congestion. So that's good. What's good about it? Well, I'd like to see how prices push into an area, begin to absorb that supply, or start to deal with it, that resistance area. Right? Resistance is supply. And you see those overlapping bars. So as it penetrates that, and we had some discussion about this in the green room yesterday, the idea of absorbing supply that certain people seem to get confused about because it's a different terminology or words to explain what's happening. And it's not, we call this resistance. Why is it resistance? Because traders bought here and they sold and it was going sideways. And so we look at that as a resistance area. Okay. Well, as it pushes up into that resistance area, I know there's going to be sellers, supply there. And when it penetrates it one time, it helps to put a hole in the wall, so to speak. And so as this may go sideways for a couple of days, get bottoming tail bars, you get a gap down reversal, whatever the pattern is, bar by bar. At some point going sideways here, it begins to increase the probability that prices will break out above this area. So it's what I would call it in development mode. Now that it's got a bottoming tail bar and held to 50 and it's gapping up here, we'll see where it opens. It's going to like filling the gap. And we'd like to see this hold today and maybe trade within this area. And then maybe next week it'll go. So with that in mind, we need to see, they sold off a little yesterday and came back, the regional banks. So that's an inside day. So we'll keep an eye on those. So they've taken out the high. That's a plus. That's one of the reasons why it went up. And then the biotechs, they came down to support near that pivot, and buyers stepped up, but they got all of this messy stuff there to deal with. That supply that has to be dealt with as prices push up, that will be absorbed, or it'll roll it back over again. Right? So this would lead us to believe that unless there's some news that could explode prices through here, it'll chop around in that area, absorbing that supply, dealing with that resistance area. And then we have energy, which is also an influence. Right? We've got bios, we've got regional banks, and we've got energy. And energy is, not doing too much here. Down a little bit. And but look at the explosion off of the low. So suggested that it could go higher, and it's just consolidating the gain. So the Russell probably not going to do a lot. As I use the term development mode, but we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. Let's do spiders here. So breakout inside day, chopping around here and running in place, not doing anything. At least it got out of this little range, supporting the idea it could go higher. We'll see where it ends today and what our weekly chart looks like at the end of the week. Been a lot of slowing momentum, little tiny candle bodies buying the dip, a belief it's going to go higher. It's just not doing it with momentum yet, but it's okay. We find different stocks that move up, like that snow that moved and others that don't. There's some erratic price action. It is what it is, right? All right, so SPX. So that put side open interest, none of the strikes got hit yesterday. That big open interest on the downside, worthless by the end of the day. The calls, worthless by the end of the day. But now they have shifted lower, where the large open interest is at 5,800, relatively close. So if it can get through 5,800, right, the first time it hits it, it may just bounce off it. But if it can hang up there, that can help fuel this to go higher. And so that's the top strike today. And within distance, it could hit it. So above 5,800, 5,820 shouldn't take much to get there. But let's see what it's going to do at 5,800. So when we look at whole numbers as one piece of information, they have some kind of psychological effect, I guess, whole numbers. But there's a big call bets here that it's going to go through that today. So we'll keep that in mind and see if it does. First reference point of support, prior day's low. You can see what that is there, that little shelf. So you've got, if it trades below yesterday's low, you see this little void here. And it's kind of bounced off of it yet, this minor support yesterday. So it breaks below here. We could see a little downside blips. Anyway, unlikely to come down here today, the put strike. I think that's the no-brainer bet, since things are generally in a bullish mode, to go all the way down there. And there was, some puts here, a larger area there. So I don't think it's going down there today. I don't see it unless some guy comes out and says, oh, we're going to raise interest rates. It's unlikely to happen. Our internals still not giving us any clues. Sentiment is neutral, and equity put call neutral. A little more call buying yesterday. Nothing, huge breath, getting closer to a bullish level, but sentiment is up here. So, kind of a sleepy kind of market, little bursts and such. Interest rates, not doing much of anything. 10-year, up a little. Kind of still grinding up a little bit. Interesting. Pulling back. All right. Here we go. Gold buyers showing up at minor support, pushing up. Got some congestion to deal with up there. It's in an uptrend. Silver coming back up after a nasty crack. That's not ready for anything. Oil, just a kind of a mess. And SMHs continue to improve. Is it XSW? The other one? That's software. That looks like it's ready to break out. Anyway, there's a secondary trades on lighter volume. Maybe those stocks. There's plenty of semiconductors that look like they can go up. They gapped down yesterday and they came back. So the buyers on the dip, they look kind of shaky in the morning, especially Micron, but that one came back with a vengeance. So that's looking good. It's gapping down a little bit. So I think semis still are a key, as well as financials. And the financials are up here a little bit above there. So if the semis can kick it in and the financials keep going up, I think the market has to rise. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, my friend looked great. I tightened the stop. And I also gave a put spread. My alarm went off, so I gotta reset the alarm. 1 second. 106.86. All right, yeah, there's still a lot of great setups out there. And many times we said, even if we aren't trading the broader markets, we find things, which is true. But I think the diamonds look fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Now it's giving me this levered one. Dow looks great. Alarms going off. This was potential 1, 2, 3. It looks like this print up here sent my alarm off, but unless it's liquid, I don't trust it unless you go look at a level one and see volume up there on the bid. FinX alarm also, this alarm went off, but don't trust it. T-Doc. We have long calls on this. That looks good. And then for next week, IGB alarm, we're long this and the ETF. And yeah, say my alarm is at 93.50. So that looks like a bad print. Let me reset the alarm. No, we're long. Bottoming pattern. We had 2 put spreads on this yesterday that we took our money, but we're still long. Team, my up alarm went off. I lowered raised the stop. And it kind of looks like a magnet here to the 200. Those are all my alarms. Let's go up here to earnings. Bank sector always kicks off earnings season. This is not a bank though, but that's a big old igniting gap. But how are you going to enter? JP Morgan was up, now flat. Remember I said in the green room yesterday, if this thing were to open up over yesterday's high, it'd be a 1, 2, 3 for a put 0 DT put spread. I'll come back to it. Well, Spargo dog gapping up. No pattern. BlackRock, that's gap. Is that an all-time high? It would be a close. Yeah, yesterday was well. Yeah, so it's gapping all-time highs here, and it's amazing that they announced the amount of money they have under management. It's over $1 trillion. BlackRock, JP Morgan, Fidelity. These guys have a lot of money. Well, I don't know if it's under management, but it's deposits. Because like I had a lot of money in JP Morgan also. Via Chase. BK. This thing rallied into earnings. So that's not a gap that I would fade. That's a strong trend. These are controlled bars. When things running that run into earnings, I want them to be more climactic and then gap up for a gap and crab fast. So it's an igniting gap from a very sloppy kind of bull flag. See, here's your flag pole, 30-degree counter trend. You see it better on the weekly as a buy setup. So that's bullish on a pullback. What else do I have here? Workday. It made the turn. It's gapping down. It's a possible 1, 2, 3 put spread for Monday. EWBC, it's a 1, 2, 3. I like that over the high. Blaze is a 1, 2, 3, but it has resistance over here. I set my alarm at I think 682. Tesla getting killed here on, I guess investors didn't like their robo cab presentation yesterday. Um, I wish it was gapping bigger, like the 210. It's gapping up to, I mean, it's 0 DT. I don't know. We gotta see what it does. But it's a possible put spread idea. 30-minute high. We'll watch it. And then Uber is ripping on on the news. We actually have a put spread that's expiring today. We did it. This was in last weekend's letter. We've been in this all week. So that's been easy to trade. You can either let it expire at full profit or just close it at a penny. BAC, we are short the $40 puts. Getting a nice gap up here for some reason. I don't know why. But I tightened the stop. And now we sold it for like 48 cents. So that's going to be a nice profit. Intel here, it's still struggling. I'm going to set an alarm at 2340. We have a put spread and long calls. A&F. This thing has bitten me twice. I sold puts on this green bar, and I did it again on this green bar. But I have this saying of don't hold judgment on a stock. Like he's just an inanimate object, unless it bites you so many times, like a Tesla, that has news and it's gapping, it's unpredictable. I get that. But if it's a new setup, so I got an alarm up here at 144 and change. Yeah, no, there's stocks that, like, I personally have a hard time trading oil stocks and gold stocks, unless it is so juicy and no brainer. Then I don't know. I've been looked around in those two sectors. This I got this because McGraw texted me that some newsletter wanted him to buy this. I'm like, McGraw, it's a breakdown daily, weekly. Looks like shit. Um, even if it did trigger wherever whatever that is, I don't even know. You're going to run into a brick wall. So I have an alarm at 2170 because this still has a void to go lower. Apple, it's a 1, 2, 3. Bullish pre-market. That could be a 0 DTE or, but Apple typically is stingy with its puts, with its premiums. But if there is anything, 227, 5-minute high, diamonds I like, I mentioned, Uber I mentioned. So we got to look at the cousin. Uber's cousin is Lyft. And now that's gapping up. So this is a mini bar turn. The first, and I like these patterns when the buy setup fails and then it makes a lower turn deeper into support. Let's put Lyft here. I got Tesla obviously on my big computer. AMD. I read today that, which is obviously old news. Read it in the journal. That thing came out with a competitor for NVIDIA's chips. And my only guess, because I remember saying in the green room yesterday, I'm like, man, what's going on with AMD right now? It just freaking collapsed. My only guess is similar to Tesla, is that it's, your new chip is not meeting. They had a conference call. Why would they have a conference call? Really? But anyway, I was gonna say maybe their announcement of the new chip didn't meet expectations. I mean, that's what charts tell you. When you trade on news and it does something against it, that's what it means, that it wasn't as favorable or as bad. Like, remember I looked at, I forget what insurance stock it was yesterday, Matt, whatever, there was one insurance company that gapped way up. And I'm like, wow, I was doing that after the hurricane just went through. And I gave the same answer. Must mean because they expected worse. A Lulu big bottoming pattern here. I'm going to set an alarm at 275. Fuse just cracked the low. But, Tesla's, I'm sure, dragging down the Qs a little bit. I forget what percent Tesla is. Crowd. We are in crowd in trail mode. That was last week's letter, I think. It was dead money to start. Yeah, I have UNH. MU, this is a turn. It's not quite a W really, because this didn't go up enough, but regardless, it's a bullish retest when I'm igniting, so I like that. I mean, we're in it already. We're long the stock, so we're already in it, but for a put spread. And I moved the stop to break even and pre-market and Telegram. I don't know what the heck Xena is. Recent IPO is just getting dumped, but look at the gap today. And let's watch old Xena. I'll put it right here. I don't care about JP Morgan. Yeah, here are the three insurance healthcare providers. Do y'all remember I said the other day when we sold this put spread, I'm like, I can't believe there's still juice at 220. That's the put spread we put on. And that's my default answer. If it's not earnings and there's jacked premium, danger, be on the lookout for pending news. And so they had their ratings again were released. So that's why that's gapping down, but our 220s are going to be totally fine. There's some competitors, CNC. Shows it down 42 cents, but I thought it was down more. UNH is actually bullish. Really, they got more than I do. Remember, I had 20, I think 2 days ago. I think I'm down to a dozen, I think. UNH, that's put spread idea. Earnings next week. Forget about it. Shoot. Otherwise, that would have been a nice 580. SIG. Why am I watching SIG? I don't know. There was some news on these three stocks. Okay, utility related. That's why. I don't see any pattern there. BST. Yeah, something. The news I was reading was with utilities. Now this one looks like a 30-minute low short. All right, alarms, Aspen. This is one I just mentioned that McGraw's people told him to buy. So it's right there at the 200. This would be a great 30-minute low. If it just chops around sideways, look at lift middle chart is ripped. That's a nice gapper. Greg, what do you think? Weekly, monthly, this could turn out to be a home run entry.
I spoke about it in two midday videos. It's finally taken out resistance. So yeah,
So let's buy a half lot here, stop yesterday.
yeah.
If somebody wants to help me, look for naked puts too. It's the busiest for me, as everybody knows. All right, Netflix up alarm. We are long the stock. FDN up alarm. MU alarm. That's for the put spread. We're already in it long. XLF. Greg, we're in it already. But that's another igniting gap breakout, all-time highs. That looks great. We are in it already. And the ETF. Alarms. Intel up alarm. Quattro up alarm. That's the one that gapped under our stop. So let's see, puts on 46 puts on XLF myself. Intel, man, I'm getting busy here. Into that's quite a bar. I'll adjust all these later. XLF, FDN, up alarm looks great. Netflix, XLB. No, that's the typo. XLB triggered for the ETF letter. This is another one failed buy setup that made a lower low turn. So that looks great. Warning alarm. CMG. Yeah, CMG. Yeah, 30-minute high or put spread. Yeah, my alarm went off KKR. Right, diamonds must have triggered. Behind. A and F alarm, we talked about it. Yep, diamonds trigger look fantastic. 425 naked for today. I'm gonna go to next week. I'm gonna do the 420s myself for $1.05. But they're a little spready. So that's not my order. Yeah, KKR with the high now I like. Yep. Yep, we can post that now because now I like the pullback. And I'm not, I don't have time to make it pretty. So, I'll do that later. I'll have to come in and geez, weak here. Tesla's still weak. Her Netflix. Wow, look at the finds, you all. Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, ugly 15-minute bars. Google, Meta, and kind of a little of a red flag. All right, finally filled on my diamonds. So that pulled back at $1.05. All right, live. I love trades like this that I would sell the zero DTEs if they had any money, but they don't. I would sell the 13s with the intent of rolling it. So going out to next week, wow, only 28 cents. Not bad based on my percent. All right, Humana, nice recovery. Yeah, that's what's helping them down. Lulu, early though. I would do a zero DTE. $267.50, 20 cents. And it's spreading. Yeah, that looks good. Looks good. And I got some lift here for my dad. 1340. Although when I posted it was 1326, so I'm paying a higher price than you all. My alarm didn't go off, but yeah, I posted that pre-market. Ah, shoot, why didn't I see this? Yeah, that's a go. Yeah, Docking looks great. All time frames. Low, not crazy about. Amazon, not crazy about. CNH. I know I'm going fast here, you all, because I'm behind. Not crazy about the void to the left, but put spread under Wednesday. UPS. Yeah, it's a breakout. I think I like XLF better though, Sam, if you do the A/B test. This to me is cleaner MAs. It's rested more, closer to support. I'm gonna bid 46. Let's see it coming in here a little bit. I'm gonna bid 46.20. Yeah, shit, I missed it. I went to 19 and I bid 20 and I missed it. That's all right, I'll pay him. A Lulu alarm, but nothing, any, core long. That's not a core to me. It's been up 10 months in a row at major resistance. Swing, but not a core the way I define it. But you can define it any way you like. Snowden at the high looks great. The CELH, let's wait for the high over 35.40. Has it gapped over the entry?
Put an alert on Chewy at yesterday's high. Like was consolidating after that pop up a couple of days ago.
MU doing good. Blaze. Greg, that was the 1, 2, 3 you mentioned. And I think it's going to go through this, but it's there. Wow, Greg, I missed the weekly yesterday, the big old W bottom. I think we should do a half lot, stop Wednesday.
Okay.
Rambus is triggering. I'm busy here. 18. ABAT, we still have a put spread. Let's see where we're at in it. We have a nice gain now. 4 cents. Um, yeah, personal choice. If you want to close it at 4 or stop low and try to get out at a penny. Oh, now it said bid 2 cents. Didn't fill me though. Let me try 3. Nope. I'll leave AMAT alone. So I already had the stop under 202. All right, so Rambus hit, CMG. Oh, I meant to look at puts. I forgot. I would do the 58s for today. 0 by 10 cents next week. No juice at all in this thing. 57's 20 cents. That's pre-market low. 720. Oh, the break even. No up alarm. Noted. Let's go into trail mode. One third in the strength, even though it's igniting on the 15-minute. But we have a full lot, so we have the luxury to do that. Yeah, sentiment, yep, coming out. Thanks. Yeah, we still have it posted also. Oust, little bottoming pattern, but I'm gonna wait for Monday. LRCX, well, I had an alarm, an early alarm over 83 just went off. So the other one kind of dying. Let's see, we did we got vol crush from that news of the ratings on those insurers.
DORZ. Tim shared with me. Looks good. Wide range bar. It's early in the day. Let's
Uh,
keep an eye on this one.
I what I don't go to some. Yeah, that'd be a great 1, 2, 3, but by the looks of these 15-minute bars. Alex, I think we talked about this as a core down here.
You guys don't do, you just use the word core. You guys never do a core.
Well, go look at the spreadsheet. We got a couple open right now.
Just
But
saying, you never hold them as a core. You talk about them as a core.
yeah, we've I would say 2 months is probably my record.
You have to manage them from a higher time frame to do that, not even look at the daily.
Agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this thing's going to pull back. Do you want to do a third lot?
Well, what I just typed in the other chat there with Tim, I said I suggest doing a placeholder. Like, you know what that means. You're going to watch it. On the day it's extended, it's a wide range bar. It's near the prior pivot. It could be a topping tail at the end of the day, or they'd hang up here all day. So, small position, we're going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to sell some $10 puts myself. I mean, 12.
Well, the weekly has a correction bar, Roberto. Excuse me. If you look at it, which you can, of course, the the last 3 weeks before this week, it closed about in the same area at $12, and then last week it broke below the prior week's low. So you've got a correction bar, and now it's continuing higher. As long as it holds on today's gain, give or take, the weekly is going to look great, like it can go up, and it's new all-time highs.
Yep, agree. Yeah, no, I like it. Intel looks great. 22.97. We got the calls that expire. No, next week. When?
Maybe it's ready this time, Alex.
Yeah, kind of like that thing burned me also, I think, twice. It's like A&M. Alex, your NI still looks good under the low. I'm going to set an alarm 3368. And I'll put that in a weekend letter. It looks good. Bix new low. Heck of mine. Whoa, man. Look at this igniting blast off. Wow, that's a long multi-month consolidation. Look at those flat 20 and 50 and news came out that Buffett was dumping um, more shares. So that's acting well. So we shorted the $40 at the money puts that are going to be full profit. Harley Mike, we're short. Stop 59.85. So that's stopped out. Break even though, so that's good. All right, FinX looking great. We added half. So we have two halves now, Sam. So just so you know, that's a whole. Well, if you have two half of ham sandwiches, what do you got? Sam's gonna say a tasty snack. Exactly. Well, I didn't know that was big enough for a whole line. That's why I said snack. But yeah, we're on the same page. All right, crowd slowing momentum. Our stop is 307.48, so that's fine. M&M, the rock group, or wrapping group, whatever. So we would break even now. Did he sing that? Is that him? Eminem? I like that song. I think I watched his movie actually. It was well done many years ago. Man, this FDN short puts is still showing me at a loss. because of the stupid spreads. $0.40 by $4.90. AMAT up alarm, nice, 205. Man, ripping here. That would have been a delayed reaction to consumer sentiment. Oust alarm again, but I'm waiting. But if you wanted to nibble, our FDN looks great. Generic. We have a third lot. Gill came close to stopping us out. Immer, we bought puts yesterday and it's being held up by the market. MU, fine. Mitter, fine. Netflix, fine. Google and Amazon did a nice turnaround on the 15. They look bad in the morning. Apple is still in the bottom 50% though. That's actually a better pattern now for Monday. It's that all of this work has been healing that negative gap and this ugly red bar. So I like that Monday. Yeah, KKR we're in it. I gave over the high, so that would be 135.42. Still going through opens here. Quattro, I know the up alarm went off. We can get out of this thing now. We got a profit now. Let's sell them strength. 81.49 Quattro. And don't forget his cousin, Sam. Cinco.
ANF, getting ready.
Well, because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Um, because it's rallying to this prior high. So I think it's healed, but would I give this as a new trade? No. So I view this as the dog bite yesterday, and we're getting out at $1.50 profit at resistance. I'll take it. Move on. But I do. The weekly looks great, but I wouldn't give that as a new trade unless it went sideways another day or so. So yeah, ANF, Sam. Yeah, I mentioned pre-market that. Yeah, we got a closing breakout now. I don't need this line to get lift on the other computer. But this thing's bitten me twice in the last 2, 3 weeks. So I'm a little gun shy, but pattern looks fantastic if it closes like this. LRCX alarm went off. This was put spread. Let's see if we're going to get the juice. This was posted yesterday. Oh, I'm already in a put spread. Yeah. $78.5, 74.5. Midpoint is 40, and I wanted 50. One of my cores puts. All the $12 puts for 25 cents. We only had a half lot of XLF. It's my bad for not getting them in the back half this morning. Well, Rambus were already in, and it went against us. So that was the alarm for the back half. So we can tighten stop now. 4104. Oh, I thought you were already in it, Sam. Oh, that was Alex is already in it. All right. RPD, I like RPD now for directional on a Monday, but we're already in a put spread. Hey Sam, when was the last time Alex traded Goog? Goog. No, that's the one that he and I like. We like the goggle and you like the Goog. Yeah, we're in Phoenix C and H. Y, yeah, index. Y, Y. What's the symbol, Alex? I know it's symbol. You got a typo there, but yeah, I remember it's the index. Index. No, it's not showing me. AMD still lagging. Akamai's at the high. Oh, your Autodesk is ripping. Wow, that was a nice 15. I should have triggered that this morning, but I didn't have it written down on my laptop on my big computer. But that was a total go this morning. Shoot. Yeah, what's moving? I'd say put spread coin over Wednesday. Set an alarm 171.50. There, WBA looks like we're going to go out at full profit. $10.30 reversal, and the markets have been straight up. They're still bullish. I mean, wow. And they ripped today. Greg's doggy IWM even playing catch up. It looks higher. Actually, Alex, what's it called? What's the ETF? Mags. I have an alarm on Mags if it can take out yesterday's high. But yeah, obviously that's all of them. So it's an ETF, so it's being dragged down by Apple and Tesla.
WM's doing the best of all of them today.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Your doggy is playing catch up. Yep. Little breakdown, reversal, low reversal.
Even the transports are doing better than the others.
Lulu put spread for next week, 265. Or wait for money. I forgot about this put spread too. Let's So we're out at target of Intel put spread, but we still have long calls. MMYT, so 1, 2, 3. We're already in it. Put spread. PD. We have a put spread expiring today. Uber same. Wow. Look at that gap and go. I really would have thought that would have retraced a bit. UPS doing well. Move stop. Actually, days low. 133.08. Remember somebody was asking me the other day about why are we trading this because it's downtrend weekly, monthly. And I said, because we're traders. Look at the daily. Lift up alarm. Yeah, I got been through all open trades. Now I got to work on posting all these new trades that I didn't get to. M&M, yeah, looks good. Yeah, we got a full lot. Oh, of course, low alarm. And we're waiting. This is old, catching up here.